Oh, hi everybody, it's your boy Ray. Today's Saturday, and this is the vlog for December 14th through the 20th. We're at the end of week 25, and this is the end of my first full week of vacation. And let me tell you, it kind of went by really quick. Because I guess it's because I'm not really doing anything, and my sleep schedule is off. I'm waking up like noon, 1 o'clock ish, but today I feel extremely shameful today because I woke up at 2:30. I woke up at 2:30. I felt really, really bad. Like when I wake up at noon, I'm like, okay, I missed the morning, so I'm eating lunch off the bat. If I wake up at 1, I'm like, I feel like I could have got some stuff done in the morning. If I wake up at 2:30, I'm like, shit, I missed a good part of the day already. So I feel really bad. I had to condense my macros into, bigger meals this time because I missed breakfast and lunch was way later. So all my meals were condensed together a bit more. So like right now I'm eating my last meal. So I got my protein shake with almond milk. I got a little bit of cereal left, and I got some lovely cheddar rice cakes. So still kind of a clean eater with my off-season diet, but it's when you're tracking macros, it's you got to figure out how to get those last bit of macros in. Like you don't want to just look at a sandwich and be like, okay, I'm just gonna have one slice of bread instead of two. That's just whack. That becomes something else. It doesn't become a sandwich anymore. So that's just the IAF whatever kind of thing. So no hating of the diets or anything. It's just that's just the way life goes for a flexible dieter. But before we get into anything, let me show you some swag that I got recently. So this brand line called Respect Universe, they had a 12 Days of Christmas sale, and I decided to capitalize on it. And so when I saw that, they were doing clothing for like the first couple days, and I'm like, I hope they do hats. And then one day they did hats, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna get myself a hat. But then I realized, I had this one beanie that I haven't worn in a while because I don't know, I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel like it matched my fashion. So I started to use that beanie to go to the gym with now instead of like using this one, which is like very thin and flexible. While that one is like an actual beanie. So I figured, okay, I haven't worn that one in a while, and I wear the ball cap like 24/7. So let's skip on the hats. But what I do love about Ryu or Respect Universe is they had bags, and I was like, maybe I should get a bag for them because it's not a Nike bag, it's not an Adidas bag, So I figured let's see if they get a bag sale. Hopefully it's something I can buy, and then boom, bag sale. So this is what I got real quick. So I got a duffel bag right here. You see the Ryu. There's a Ryu logo right there. It is a medium-sized duffel bag, so it's not big. It's not too small, like the Natural Columbia Classic bag that I've been using. I feel this is like the right size for me. The right size. Because my name is Medium Ray. Or Extra Medium. And the other bag that I got is a sling type bag. It's actually a little bit bigger than a sling bag. So here it is right here. I'm actually using it already. So this is the Ryu Tanto. As you can see, these are not strings. These are actual straps. And right now I got my weight belts, my Bluetooth headphones. Still on? Oh, I thought they were on. I saw a shine on the screen. My wraps and my straps. I could probably put my knee wraps in here, but I haven't really been using knee wraps for the absolute longest time. I feel like I will never really need to use them ever unless I go into powerlifting. Obviously I can't fit my shoes in there, but when I need them, I need them. And usually it's on leg days. So that solves that. So that's the swag that I got. And Christmas is coming up soon. I haven't really finished Christmas shopping yet, so I probably should do that in the next couple days. So I got something to do along with fixing my sleep. But anyways, before I get into the training stuff, let me tell you what I've been doing in my free time as of late. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3. I probably mentioned this in the previous vlog. I don't remember my vlogs anymore. I have very, very short-term memory. But I've been playing Diablo 3 lately, and rather than grinding for Paragon levels, which is the thing to do once you hit level 70 in Diablo 3, rather than grinding for Paragon levels, I decided to just start gearing up a new character. So my best character so far is my wizard, and he can run rifts like butter. He can face roll through them. He could do 30 plus greater rifts. So he's really good. The thing that I would need to do with him is just, well, optimize his gear a little bit better. You know, just get the same pieces but with better stats. That's going to be a grind. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. Let's just start working on a new character. So I think I'd probably say a little over a week now. I've been working on my Demon Hunter, and my goal with the Demon Hunter was to get the 6-piece Marauder sets, either 5 pieces with the Ring of Royal Grandeur to minimize the set piece requirement by 1, so just 5 pieces and the ring, or just get 6 pieces in general, and I can do whatever with the rings and such. So I was working on a hunter, and I managed to get the 5-piece plus the ring, and once I had that opportunity for the 6-piece bonus, everything started to be much more easier. Sure, I was taking a lot of damage. I didn't have the same survivability, but playstyle wise, very similar to how I play my wizard, which is just basically put stuff down and start running around around your stuff. So the playstyle was similar. It's just getting hit. It sucked, but I was working on getting pieces, better pieces, and before you know it, my Demon Hunter is the absolute most OP, but easiest and also boringest class to play right now. But he just face rolls everything a lot better than my wizard. So I'm utilizing the time on my Demon Hunter right now to get maybe like 90% of the correct pieces that I need. They don't have to be optimal stats, but just to get the correct pieces in on my Demon Hunter before I start moving on to another character. So that's what I've been working on right now. And yeah, like I said, he just speed rolls through stuff. Like I actually timed one of my riff runs, and I got a riff run under 5 minutes. That's kind of crazy. Like for my wizard, it's usually like, depending on the type of riff, it's like 6 to 9 minutes depending on the riff. But for the Demon Hunter, like I hit a couple riffs so far like under 5 and average like 5 to 6 or something like that. I'm like, and this is easy, but it's boring because I just put down turrets and I just run around and let the turrets do all the work. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm just gonna utilize his time a lot more, get some shards, and use those shards probably on the next character to start gearing the next character. But probably not anytime soon because I still have a lot more work to do on the Demon Hunter before I move on. Okay, so that's the free time and the gaming stuff out of the way. But next year, let's hope for a good year in video games. I'm looking at you, Monster Hunter 4, 3DS. Ooh, I feel a little tingly in the side. But anyways, let's talk about the training stuff right now. So, since I'm coming at 149.2 today, that means tomorrow I can afford to up my calories a bit. And pretty much with every leg day, I've always said to myself, you know what, you can afford to up your macros, your calories and macros a bit for the leg days, and that's what I've been doing for a really long time now. Like once I started noticing on the leg days that my weight would drop, I'm like, okay, let's not let the weight drop on the leg days, you know, or going from the leg days to the next day. Let's eat a little bit more on the leg days, and let's see if the macros do the work. So. But so far, I've been kind of floating around like mid 149 to 150. Like I haven't exactly seen the scale jump above 150, and either that could be me adapting to my calories, or it could possibly be the weight scale, which is actually a really old weight scale, and it is showing its age. So I might have to think about buying a new weight scale. So, and I've been telling myself this for like weeks and weeks now. So. I need to probably buy a new weight scale and get something more modern, you know. But it still works. It still works. Like if I see a weight drop or I see a weight gain, the weight scale will still track it. I just feel like that thing is just so old and it's so broken. Like I have to go through this whole ritual process to actually get it to turn on, you know. So that's why I need a new weight scale. But anyways, I probably could afford next week to up the macros just a bit. And when I say up the macros a bit, I mean just like a couple it's not too many calories. Like I'm not adding like a whole 100 200 calories onto it, you know. It's just like I could probably afford to eat a little bit more carbs here. That'll add like, I don't know, 50 calories or something. So it's nothing too big. I'm still afraid of eating too much. I'll gain weight, But looking at myself in the mirror, obviously I'm getting a little more. I'm getting fat. I'm getting fat like around my hips, which kind of. I want to say is the love handles, but since I have that short torso, you can see my V taper, how short my where my rib cage is to my hips. That small section right there. That's where it's small, and then you get to my hips, and like that's what makes it seem like I have like a love handles type look to it. So I'm conscious about it, but I can't do anything. That's genetics. So but yeah, that's what I'm thinking about for macros next week. And also, I had like a realization of like my training and how there are probably some things that I'm doing wrong. The first thing first that I want to get into is the speed work for the hypertrophy section of fat. And the way I've been doing it is at least for the squat and the push days is I would normally come down slow, and then once I reach that resting point, or when I'm deep in the hole, that's when I explode up. So it's kind of like a slow descent and then explode up. That works well with the squat because I honestly don't know how to do squats other than probably use box squats to sit down, and then once I'm sitting down, then explode up. But I don't want to do box squats. I actually want to do a squat technique. For the push days, though, this is where I started to come to that realization that I feel like it's probably not working for me. So when I push, basically, just to mimic, come down slow, and then once I feel my chest, press up really fast. So when I felt like I was doing it wrong, I decided to look up speed work and how it's supposed to be done. And I remembered in the Lane Norton article that he wants to mimic a lot of stuff from Westside Barbell. So my big clue was, well, let's look up Westside Barbell speed work. And I watched a YouTube video and a instructional philosophy on the speed work versus dynamic work in Westside Barbell. And watching that video, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. It's supposed to be explosion reps. So the explosion part that I only thought of was just the pushing. That's the only explosion that I thought of. But when they explained it in the video I saw on YouTube, it was explosion coming up and down, boom. I'm like, oh, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. So I'm going to start doing that for my push workouts, and same thing with my pull workouts as well. So when I do my bent over row, I can't really bend over. So basically when I do a bent over row, well, I can't really bend over, but let's say if I'm doing it correctly, instead of just explode up like this and then come down slowly, I should be whoo, whoo, whoo. And that's also another thing that I want to bring up is that the other realization I came with is how incorrect or sloppy my bent over row is. Because you've seen those people, like I said, you've seen those people in the gym where they're like this and then they bent over like this, right? So I saw this when I was doing my my leg workout Thursday, and a kid was doing I think like 135 bent over rows, and he was doing that. He was standing up, just a little bit forward, just a little bit forward, and just do this. So I'm like, that's a shrug workout. But I started to realize to myself that that's what my 185 bent over row looks like, And the other day, my friend Mikey was in the gym working on his bench press, and he was doing rows as accessory work, and he was doing it the correct way of doing it, where you're going to be as close to parallel to the ground as you can, and then you pull it up until you hit your body. So it's kind of like when you do the bent over rows on the bench, right? If you're doing a dumbbell bent over or dumbbell row on a bench where you're laying down on it and then you're pulling up. It's kind of like that. So I figured let's recorrect that for next week. So next week or next Monday, I'm going to lower down the weight volume so that I could get the technique correct, so that I could optimally build off from correct technique rather than just to be sloppy. And so so my weight's going to go down for Monday's power day, but once Friday rolls around again, that's when the weight will be lower, but I should be able to feel the speed work of it. Okay, so let's think about that. And also with the speed work, I also thought about upping the volume a little bit because like I said, even though I've been doing this slow concentric movement and then boom, pressing it up for 6 sets of 3 reps, I felt like I could do more. Not more as in like doing more weights, but I could do more sets. And I reread the Lee Norton article again where he did say 6 to 8 reps or 6 to 8 sets, and I'm like, why is he recommending 6 sets and 6 sets only in the blueprint? So I am gonna bump it up more sets. Like this week, I actually did 7 sets. So maybe next week, I'm gonna do 8 sets for speed work. And when I saw the bench press speed work, the West Side Barbell bench press speed work, that guy did like, what was it, 17 sets? 17 sets, 3 reps. I'm like, dude, I could probably do that. I could probably do that. But I don't know if I could get this right. I don't know if I get that right. But we'll see come the hypertrophy section. And also, what I want to kind of report back is that the supersetting, I think it works extremely fine. It's adding the extra needed volume for my, for particular body parts. I feel like it's actually effective for me. So I'm going to keep that up. It's A-okay in my book. I'm going to keep that up. And hopefully I'll get a little bit bigger. But for right now, week 25 is in the book. Week 26 is coming. And I still got food to eat. I haven't been. I see the food in front of me. I'm getting hungry as I'm looking at it, looking at the screen, doing a lot of this, doing a lot of this. I'm getting hungry. So that's the end of the vlog for today. I'll see everyone for next week, and hopefully I get my fiber in for next week, because you need that fiber to poo.